Hi everyone, I'm Jessica Marshall from Anderson and Boback, and I'm here to talk to you today a little bit about tips for a parenting time schedule that is long distance. The first scenario that we're going to discuss today is when a parent is looking to relocate out of the state where they live with the minor child and what the schedule looks like when they relocate. Usually, if you have one party that wants to leave a state with their kid, they're going to be taking a substantial chunk of time away from the other parent unless the other parent isn't exercising their time. So when these schedules are crafted, a lot of times the court looks at replicating the amount of time that both parents would have, even if the parent and child are now living in a different state. So that means that you might see a lot more travel. You might see a larger block of time in the summer than you would see in a typical situation where parties live in different states to begin with, because they're trying to make up the time that the child would have had with the other parent. Because there is this desire to try and make sure that in a relocation situation that the child is still seeing both their parents as much as they would have before. That's a little bit different than a situation where you have two parents living in different states to begin with. A lot of times in those cases, what will happen is the court will look at what the 24 months prior to filing looked like and what the status quo parenting time has been. So if for a number of years the parties have been separated and mom lives in California and dad lives in Illinois with the kids, and mom has every Christmas and 4 weeks over the summer, you might see something that looks pretty similar to what they've been doing with a little bit more of an expansion of time. But there's not this desire to make up the time that mom is missing because she doesn't live in the state of Illinois to begin with. So in those situations, a lot of times you'll try to minimize the travel. You might see the time taken in blocks. You might see longer weekends when there's school holidays or days off of school. And just basically anything that's going to lessen the burden on the child to have them go back and forth, but still maintains a good schedule for both parents. The last thing I want to touch on in long distance parenting plans is the use of video chat or electronic parenting time. Now, in Illinois, the courts have ruled that electronic parenting time, video chat parenting time, cannot replicate in-person parenting time when you're looking at a relocation. So for example, if dad has parenting time every week for dinner on Wednesdays and other dad is living in a different state, they're not going to replace dad's couple hours of parenting time on Wednesdays with a video call. That's not sufficient. So they're not equal, but that doesn't mean that the electronic parenting time won't be awarded, because it is a good way for minor children to stay in touch with the parent they're not living with, keep them close and connected. And it's a good way to have the constant contact that you would typically get only via in-person time or telephone time. Especially for younger children, electronic parenting time via video calls can be a little bit more engaging than just a phone call. Everyone has at some point or another seen a 2-year-old on the phone. Doesn't last long, doesn't go well. Not that video calls last forever, but sometimes they can be a little bit more engaging. So those are some tips regarding long distance parenting time plans, what we usually see. Give us a like and follow us, and thanks for watching.